reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
You're listening to Guild Wars Reporter on the MMO Reporter Network, brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at audibletrial.com/MMOReporter, and by Doghouse Systems. Choose your weapon at doghousesystems.com. Hello and welcome to another episode of Guild Wars Reporter. This is episode 205. I am Celeste, and as always, I'm joined by the...
Allona.
No, I was gonna say... For a second, I thought about saying apoplectic, but then I was like, I don't remember what that means. I just remember it's an A word.
It's angry to the point of not being able to talk, I think is what apoplectic means.
Well, you're anti-apoplectic Allona.
Thank you, classy Celeste. Yes, someone who is apoplectic is not just mad. They're so filled with rage they can barely communicate.
So, infants.
Yes. And I would just like to point out that I am super excited that I got that right.
I'm proud of you too, actually.
It's like, I guessed correctly.
You did indeed.
I am actually really, really good at Trivial Pursuit.
You are amazing at English words, apparently.
Yes. And Hunter is also correct. It refers to having a stroke.
Ah. Okay.
It could.
I don't know why it popped into my head.
Well, because it's an A word.
Yeah, I guess so. So, Allona, who is not apoplectic.
No.
What did you do in game this week?
Well, Rendak equals nothing. And Celeste was very nice and just kept that in the show notes for me, so I didn't have to retype it again. So that was nice. One thing that did change, though, is I brought my second Mesmer into there and brought my NG out because we were getting the world boss chest for a little bit and then it stopped again. So I think it's you have to swap out a little bit once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have a Chronomancer there. That's different.
Nice.
Yep. And he's using the armor and weapons that you get when you do the instant 80.
Oh,
so things don't die super quick.
Well, maybe you should upgrade him a little bit.
Although I have pretty decent survivability, which is also good against Rendak, so we'll see.
Fair point.
This was before last show and I completely forgot to talk about it. I got my 22k achievement chest.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trucking along there pretty good. And after we had talked Wednesday before last, and I was trying to remember, when I said I didn't remember an awful lot about the Fire Island chains from Guild Wars 1, I decided that I would go in. So I fired up Guild Wars 1 and I went down to the Fire Islands chain and I went out into Perdition Rock. And basically the whole zone was under a fog of war. I apparently went down there, did the mission, finished the thing, and went, done. I never have to see any of this again.
I see.
So this is why I didn't even remember the name Perdition Rock other than hearing people talk about it a little bit.
I see.
Just like, I am a bad Guild Wars 1 player. It's like, whoops. So I did a zone clear for Perdition Rock just to say I've done it.
Nice.
That was with my warrior. Because I finished Prophecies with a warrior, Nightfall with a Mesmer, and Factions with a ritualist.
Okay.
So I don't have one character that can go everywhere.
Why not?
I mean, I could get there, but I just haven't. Because I did,
Okay.
because I did the story on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did a few PvP matches, not too many. I think actually I just did 2.
2 is a few.
Yeah, a couple. And I lost the first one, and so I lost a pip. And then I won a second one. I think I just did one match at a time. Like this wasn't right after the other.
Right.
And then I won the last one I played, but I didn't get a pip. There's no pip.
Huh.
So I'm unjazzed about that.
Understandably so.
I mean, and I was telling Hunter, he goes, well, sometimes you get 2 pips. And I'm like, but that's fine.
1 or 2 seems fair.
Yes, but none?
None?
None for winning. And it was a good game. It was such a good game. And the one that I lost and lost a pip was also a really good game, like super close. We actually were in the lead for most of it, and just things kind of fell apart right at the end, and we lost by like 10 points or something insane. I've been pretty good at doing all the PvE dailies on the days that I am able to log in.
All the dailies.
So many dailies. Do core, Tyria, then go up to Bloodstone Fen. And I will admit, I don't typically do Hableon. If he's not up at some point during my course of doing them, it's just like, no, it's not happening, because I'm not waiting around for this guy. And then down to Ember Bay. And brief aside, I really like just tootling around Ember Bay. I find it enjoyable.
It's a nice zone. There's a lot to do.
There is a lot to do. You can decide, like, what are my goals now, and just do that. We did actually have Guild Night for Mock. It finally happened. The last several Saturdays have been kind of, I haven't been able to make them, so hasn't been as much going on.
Right.
We did all of the easy missions, and then afterwards 5 of us went through and did the Tier 1 Fractals dailies.
Nice.
And also whatever the low-level daily fractal one, like not the tier, but just do a level 8 fractal. Okay, in we go. Oh, actually, I forgot to put it in here. Romo was in with us for those, and he took us around and got all of us that were wanting them the pages for the achievement from the Chaos Fractal. Well, I'm sure if you ask, you can get a guided tour.
I'm sure I could too.
And I know I'm forgetting some stuff, because I mean, it's been 2 weeks. I've done a fair bit of stuff in game. Yeah. But last night, a few of us, I think Hunter and the Hunter hashtag and I helped Veggie from the guild get a few of the episode 3 achievements. I think hashtag got some too.
Cool.
I think. So
I haven't even looked to see how many I've done or anything.
And there's so many. I need to make my list again of things I need to, because I haven't done the kitty cat still. I haven't, and apparently there's more. There's so many things. Oh, did I talk about on last show? I did one of the anomaly ones where you chase the anomaly through the zone. I think it happened after last show. I specifically went to the zone. The thing came up saying an anomaly has been spotted in Gindaran Fields or wherever the heck it was. So I went there and we failed, but there were a lot of people there. Actually, what I ended up doing was I looked in looking for group, and there was a big glowy guy in Gindaran Fields. And I'm like, okay. So I joined that and went in and did it. It was close, but we failed. I need to do a few more, because I wouldn't mind trying to finish that set of achievements.
See, I can't even see them. Everybody keeps talking about sad anomalies and all this kind of stuff. I haven't done the right order of current events.
Okay.
So there's a continuation on the sad anomalies bit with this current update that we gotten, and I can't do it.
You see the anomalies everywhere. Like everywhere.
I can't see them. They don't show up on my client.
In story instances, they show up.
Really?
Yes. Like everywhere.
Jeez. Well, I'm missing out. I have to go back way far to, like, May and do events from then.
I wonder if you looking for group would have anything for those.
Probably not, but I might be able to soldier on through it. But yeah, I guess that's a good enough segue for my.
Yeah.
I went ahead and finished off the Sace Bernhardt events. And you had said that Blood Tide was, like, really a pain in the butt because of the light green on the green texture. And the only reason that it was a pain for me is because I waypointed too far south, so I went to Sparkfly accidentally. And I had to start over. I was like, dang it!
That's like the time I was trying to get events done for dailies and I was in the wrong zone.
Why isn't this counting?
Because, wow, something's bugged. It was like, why aren't I getting credit towards Lornar events? Because we're not in Lornar's? What? Anyway, so please continue.
Yes. So I saw that there was a new batch of kitty cats,
Mm-hmm.
and they are class-based. So I went on my Elementalist and got one of the new cats, and it's the only cat in my home instance because I haven't gotten any of the other cats.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? Grumble cakes.
Grumble cakes are part of it?
You actually need one.
Oh, and we gave away a whole stack.
Yeah, that's okay.
Did grumble cakes
I'm
go
sure
up
they're
in
still
price?
cheap. They're probably still pretty cheap. I've been playing the super fun minigame called Let's Repair Your .dat every time you start the launcher.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. So far I've re-downloaded my .dat like 3 times. Completely from scratch.
I wonder what's doing it.
I don't know. But I'm gonna try a mem test and see if that's what's making it go all hinky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that's all it is, because if there's a problem with my hard drive, I'm going to be very, very upset.
Well, yeah.
I worked a little bit on taking my Necro through Heart of Thorns, the story, and I'm thinking about taking my Ranger instead, actually, because my Ranger has the 100% exploration for regular Tyrion.
Ah. Well, and also it might be beneficial because with Ranger, you can get the Ranger pets.
That's true. I still haven't gotten any of the new Ranger pets.
I'm not judging. I just got them like a month and a bit ago, so...
Yeah, I was not very motivated, to be honest. Yeah. Ever since I went through it with my Elementalist, and I was like, this last instance, oh my god, this tree, and my Vertigo, no. No.
That's not the last
I've been
instance.
like, I'm not going to take anybody through Heart of Thorns again.
That's the second last, isn't it?
Oh yeah, second to last.
Yeah.
With the tree. The spinning tree of doom. My Vertigo.
Of Vertigo Doom.
I thought I was going to puke my guts out while I was doing that instance.
I remember you messaging me about it.
Yep. And I also got my engineer up to 450 weaponsmith.
Woo!
Because I was thinking about making Moot, and then I just decided to wait for the next set of weapons to come out.
Moot is...
The mace.
The mace. Yeah. So
mace.
Both maces are available to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to see what the scepter is going to be. That's the next one I'm holding out for.
None of my characters use scepter.
I think almost every character I have that does, so there's that. Oh, and I guess I never mentioned Chuka and Chumpawat. It's sorta progressing.
Sorta.
I have one thing left to do on tier 2, and it's going to be the death of me. 'Cause it will. But
it'll take a really long time.
Or all my money.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. So it's either time or money. So I'm kind of trying to balance between the two, but we'll see.
Right, yeah.
I'll get there.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Mm-hmm. I have no doubt that you'll actually finish it. Just that sounded really sinister. Not what I meant at all. Okay. We live stream on Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern and 6:30 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/MMOReporter. You can subscribe to the audio version of the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play. And remember to rate and review so that people know that we're a real podcast with real English words, and sometimes we can actually get through the show without deleting the whole thing.
Think we're ready for another attack?
From land, air, or sea, we won't be caught off guard again.
Report from Lion's Arch. Long live Lion's Arch.
There was a patch on Tuesday. Of course, it wasn't, super duper large or anything, but there were some things that we are going to point out and or read entirely. Some updates for the living world. The story step ascend the fortress and activate the machine has been fixed to avoid players hearing each other's personal story dialogue. And I could certainly see how that would be frustrating, so good.
Mm-hmm.
The story step return to Grumby has been fixed to remove a benign condition that was placed on the players. I don't really remember this. Do you?
No.
No. I guess if it was benign, it just kind of showed up there and did nothing. Oh, ooh. Or maybe it wasn't benign, but something that we shouldn't know about yet.
Tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil. Also with the story step Return to Grumby, it's been fixed to remove an issue that caused some players under the effect of Mersat armor to have a red name over their head.
Oh, yeah, where it made them look like they were enemies.
I thought that was the point.
I thought it was too.
I kind of liked that.
Yeah.
It was interesting, though, because you could still, revive people, and people would try to attack you, but you were invulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of liked that part. Anyway, the story step, complete the combat simulation, has been fixed to avoid a damage range that did not accurately reflect the fire pool size, and yay!
Big yay.
Because you could be nowhere near those things and be taking fire damage.
Yes, I remember distinctly walking in between two circles. There was plenty of space for my character, and I was still on fire, on fire, on fire. I don't know why.
Well, I guess it's more realistic.
Yeah, more realistic, but come on.
I guess. I know.
Mechanics.
Mechanics. The story step, take the portal to activate the machine, has been fixed so that the Mesmer portal does not disappear while the step is active. Kind of important.
That would be important, yes.
And the story step, start the simulation, has been fixed to add collision to the simulation start console. I never noticed it wasn't there, so... What?
I didn't think it was a bug. I was just like, oh, you just go on top of it and... I thought that was normal.
Mm-hmm.
In Arg Basin, they fixed an issue in which updrafts did not work as intended in the Southwatch Creep.
Was that a new issue?
I'm guessing so.
Because I don't
remember.
What does not work as intended mean? Did they just not work, or did they plummet you to the ground, or reverse downdrafts?
The downdraft. No, I'm betting it just it didn't refresh the gliders or something like that, or something
oh yeah,
something bad but not game breaking.
Well, but if you did not have advanced gliding, that could be pretty game breaking.
Yeah, that could be pretty frustrating. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Something unusual is happening at Gillscale Pond.
Ooh. And it was funny because on Twitter they were like, "Wow, you people are sure hammering the Gillscale Pond page on the wiki."
Yep. Understandably so.
Have you done any of these?
I have done all of them.
Really?
Yes. I've done all the locations.
I have not even started.
Okay.
So
it didn't take me very long.
I know what they are. We were talking last night and Hunter wanted to know if we had done them, and he didn't want to spoil anything, but I wasn't too worried. It didn't sound like there was an awful lot to spoil. So he just kind of walked through what it generally was. Yeah,
there's really not any kind of spoiler there. Or maybe I'm just not putting two and two together, but I didn't see anything terribly spoilery happening. But there is a guide over on Delphi that we've linked up if you want to go through the step by step. I found the detector, I don't think that's spoilery, to be not intuitive.
Okay.
I did not understand what was happening initially.
I want to try it without the guide. Just before the show, I hopped into game briefly because I had to get something out of in-game mail for you, and a hashtag was on, and just happened to type in guild chat that the new events are really difficult without a guide. I thought that was interesting.
It just was not very intuitive as to what you should be doing.
Now I want to see if I can figure it out. Be all tricksy.
Well, you're more than welcome to.
I will.
Okay.
But I have this to fall back on.
It's a good fallback.
Yeah. There were also some updates to World vs. World. Specifically, Team Chat now works across maps, which is interesting. It works across maps for Eternal Battlegrounds and Borderlands, but it does not work for Edge of the Mists. Which makes sense, because it's kind of separated.
It is. Because it's not just your world. It's, the combination of. So it's kind of different.
Some NPCs were moved away from Tactivators, so they aren't so close together. And I presume that because people were trying to talk to NPCs and they're accidentally
doing the Tactivator.
Interacting with the Tactivators.
Yeah.
And I'm still I need to figure out I don't know what they do.
Me neither.
Hunter was talking about, like, who goes in there and just pulls these things without knowing what they are? I'm like, I did. Shortly after they first came out, like, what are these? Pull. And then I realized, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But I think it was early enough on that people were still trying to figure some of the new things put in out. So I probably didn't. I don't think I got yelled at. I certainly didn't remember seeing anything. But, like, who does that? I'm like, me.
Just kind of peek in from the corner of the frame and wave your hand like, they love me.
The Endless Mushroom Tonic has been disabled from working in World vs. World.
Travesty.
Yeah, it must have been doing something.
I guess so.
It's weird how some tonics you can use and some you can't.
I want to roleplay as a mushroom. Dang it. I don't know.
There was that one World vs. World thing I joined up with where everyone used Dolyak tonics and marched across the Borderlands as a herd of Dolyaks with, like, the balloons and different sorts of things. Like, yeah. And we actually had people from the other worlds joining us. So it was like enemies and allies together, Dolyaking across the land.
That's pretty great.
And actually, Zero is saying the Tactivator will activate scribing items from a claimed location if the guild set scribe items to them.
Oh, you were wasting people's stuff.
Maybe?
If things had been queued, I guess.
Yeah, and this was pretty early, like within the first day or so I probably was okay.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
There were some new items and promotions for the Black Lion Trading Company. The new Spectral Glider is available in the upgrades category of the gem store for 500 gems, and it is dyeable. Two
dye channels.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a link to the Dolphy page with this on it because, of course, she usually has a video and she shows, like, trying out a few different dyes, and it has some pretty good customization. It's nice. I might get it.
I still have no gems.
I might get it.
A new Timey's outfit is available in the style category for 700 gems. I'm actually not a fan of this. I didn't think it was that impressive.
Again, this is where I find Dolphy and other things work well because I can preview it and go, meh, but then you see it dye different ways and you're like, oh, actually, I really like it now. I've said before, there's been so many things like outfits or armor that I've seen that I'm not crazy about, but then you find it dyed interestingly and you're like, oh, this is a game changer now. I like it. So
I just haven't run into one that I actually like on Timey's outfit, so it's not my thing.
Not even Timey?
Well, I like Timey, but I honestly don't think I was paying attention to her armor.
Oh, well.
I like the dialogue more.
Well, yeah, the dialogue's pretty great.
Yes. Timey's dye kit has returned for a limited time, and that's for 125 gems. The witch's outfit has returned for 700 gems. I still don't want it. The Phantom's hood has also come back with a 20% discount for 160 gems. And the riding broom toy is available with a 30% discount for 175 gems. So yeah.
I don't have everything from here. I don't have the Phantom's hood. And that's almost it. I have the riding broom and the witch's outfit. Oh, except no, I have the riding broom because of the witch's outfit.
Ah.
Actually, do you still get the broom with the outfit, or did they separate those out entirely?
I believe they're separate.
Oh. Because it used to be you got the broom with the outfit.
No, it was the same thing with the Mad Kings. You got the wand with it.
And also the Winter's Day outfit, you got the scepter and the Bloody Prince, you got the staff. There have been some bug fixes. The auto-summoning of miniatures no longer toggles off when a player is gliding while miniatures are being called by the game's server.
So I guess you'd glide, your mini would disappear, and then you'd land and it'd say, you can't summon your mini.
But they're being called by a game server, so... this one actually confused me, I have to say.
I don't know.
And how's this fixed an erroneous message that occurred while gliding that claimed miniatures were being hidden due to server population? So I kind of feel like those are a tandem issue somehow.
Yeah. Don't know how that happened.
And they re-enabled the script worker contracts.
Yes, they had been disabled due to some people figuring out how to use them without using them.
What?
Yeah, like it was not consumed, but they would get the loot.
Because those things aren't cheap.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So they fixed that.
Okay. So, yeah. And then there was also, they say here, they fixed a server crash. Whoa, big news!
Yeah! For the Eternal Coliseum, using the special ability skill Rally the Crowd will no longer increment the artifacts of the Coliseum achievement.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Overhead. Have you done this map yet?
No.
No, me neither. 'Cause ranked is still around. And that is why. Countess asking what's in a script stash. Never tried it. Loot. I only did it once. Didn't get anything to write home about, so I haven't. I actually was going to do it again day before yesterday, but it was disabled, so I haven't again. I do know that there was something that you could get out of it that was special, but it had no use, but it was selling for tons. The strange rock. And no one knows what it does. And it was selling at one point for like 3,500 gold.
Yeah.
Last I saw it was like 500. It may have dropped a bit more. I don't know.
Stuff. Like the doubloons, Ecto, T6 mats.
Stuffy stuff.
And the strange rock.
Yeah.
Which is strange and mysterious.
And one of the other things that they mention here, it's from the late notes. Script contract workers will now give up if they fail to loot a stash for 30 seconds, at which time they will refund their contract. And they can no longer be used while gliding or swimming. I wonder if that was how people got around to not consuming it.
Perhaps.
The gliding. Yeah. I don't understand, because how do you get to some of the ones further away then?
Not sure.
I'm
I don't know.
Confused. Although I guess you have to...
People were figuring out a way to exploit it. That's all you really have to know.
And you can't now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you are an Eagle Eye over on Facebook, you will have noticed that the Shining Blade page has been updated.
Mm-hmm.
And
much like the White Mantle one was updated in the spring, or early summer.
And it has new images that were put up on September 28th, and the last update had been on May 21st, 2010.
2010. Like that's wow. 6 years. 6.5 years.
Yeah.
And which was also true for obviously the White Mantle one as well. I'm like, oh, man, that's like, who just thinks I'm just going to keep an eye on this?
I don't know if people have ever tried to run pages for Facebook, but really it's just kind of like in the background. You don't have to click around a whole lot to check on it, especially if you're not actively managing it. So then you click over to it, you're like, oh yeah, I have this page. I'm gonna update it. Because we have no idea who's running it.
True. I guess we don't. I presume it's someone at ArenaNet.
But there's no official branding on it at all.
There isn't, but what I really enjoyed, and I kind of wish I had found this at the time for the Warren Kreida storyline for Guild Wars 1, like this was actually being used. And I did not know this existed. Apparently I failed. Apparently I failed at Guild Wars 1 a lot of ways.
I hadn't found this page either until you linked it up to me, but still, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, like the last entry was strike down for freedom, earn a bounty reward and the gratitude of all Crichtons by hunting down White Mantle criminals. You'll find the royal bounties posted in Lion's Arch Keep. That was May 21st, 2010. And it's actually interesting. People are still commenting. Like, there's some new comments because of...
Yeah, confused.
Could be. Actually, there's, like, from June. So someone who had been to the White Mantle one came here afterwards.
Ah.
A few people. And then they were commenting. So it's intriguing. They haven't really done an awful lot with the White Mantle one since the updates to the pages. But he's cool.
They should update it to reflect that Lazarus is alive.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yes. And that they don't like him. Because I presume they don't anymore.
Probably not.
Just my guess. As well, there was a guild chat on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And Delphi, again, yay,
Yay, Delphi.
Yay. Has the notes from the live stream. And it was actually really interesting reading. I have not actually watched yet, but I will. I promise I will. But in the interim, I read the notes, and there were a couple that I thought were really quite interesting, because one of them was that the thermal propulsion was originally supposed to be a lava walking mastery, but they said that wasn't very fun. It would be that you don't get burned while walking on the lava, and you get increased walking speed on lava, and you can turn to stone like the dwarf. And they found that players love the movement stuff better. And there was also supposed to be a lava waterfall that players could walk through if they had the lava walking mastery. And actually, I really like this.
It kind of reminds me of that cave that I still can't go into for the mastery point in Verdant Brink. I still haven't gotten that mastery point because I still don't have that mastery.
Oh, the one with the poison?
Uh-huh.
There's a way to cheese it.
Well, it's like, it kind of reminds me of that. It's like, I'd get it someday.
Yeah.
But I like that idea.
I do like the thermal tubes. I think they're very interesting.
And it's a lot easier to get around.
I do still really like this idea. The lava walking thing, and just like having lava showers and that sort of thing. I thought it sounded, I don't know. I was like, oh, I almost wish I didn't know about this.
Don't you love that?
I was like, I kind of like it. They also said the lava sprouts and horns on skulls are supposed to guide you where to go next on the jumping puzzle. So the jumping puzzle in Ember Bay is extremely difficult. I've heard that you definitely need to watch a guide because you don't know where to go. And I was thinking about that because I like that they put these guides in, but from what I understand, and I haven't done the jumping puzzle yet, but from what I understand, it is so fast-paced and you have to keep moving or you die.
Mm.
It doesn't give you a lot of time to look around for those types of clues.
Mm.
So either it seems to me there almost needs to be two different types of jumping puzzles. The ones that are very obscure and you have to really look for clues where to go, but you can do it slower.
Right.
Or the ones like, say, Winter's Day or the Mad King Clock Tower, which are fast, but it's very obvious where you go.
Right.
Well, the Mad King's Tower isn't always super obvious, but I mean, it's also quick.
Very fast-paced.
Yet you can try it. It's not as punishing if you fall.
Yeah.
You just wait a few seconds and you can go back in again.
Exactly.
And I haven't done this one yet, but this is like the worst of both worlds in some ways.
It's fast and it's not terribly obvious.
Yeah. I don't want to talk for Hunter, but I know that when we were chatting, he would often say that he doesn't like the puzzles that you have to use a guide to do.
Mm. Yeah, I'd rather be able to figure it out.
Yeah, there's no other way to do it other than watching a guide first. There's no way to just puzzle it out on your own, really?
Mm.
So, anyway, I haven't done it, so I don't know.
Me neither.
And finally, the point that I thought was interesting that they made was originally the Karka area in Ember Bay was filled with smoke scales, but fighting a bunch of smoke scales at the same time seemed too challenging, so they switched them to Karkas. As well, smoke scales were hostile to the destroyers, and they would end up fighting each other. It seems like something they could have toggled, that particular one. But I thought this one was interesting because I loved the addition of the Karka. I thought it was a really good kind of handshake to earlier living story.
Yeah. helps establish that lore that, they are from the depths or from somewhere else and have been forced onto land because of activity.
Yeah, and it just seems thematically far more fitting than the smoke scales would have been. So, granted, I don't know, maybe that area wasn't watery like that at that point. Maybe they modified the zone.
That area to include it.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
To be more watery to fit with the Karka. But again, I never even questioned that it was Karka there. I thought it was very fitting.
Yeah.
Do you find it odd that sometimes some of the Heart of Thorns creatures, they're not red in Ember Bay to you? Like there's the ones that flip around and bang the ground with their tails. They do the somersaults and land, whatever those are.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, some of them are the yellow.
Yeah.
That is
I found
kind of
that very
weird.
strange. Yeah.
I don't know why. It's
that
different.
had nothing to do with guild chat. I just thought it was interesting.
It's different.
And that was it. We'll have a link in the show notes to that. Oh, and I just wanted to harken back very quickly for the Shining Blade Facebook page. Hunter was saying that he's pretty sure Ruby has said that she was the one updating the Facebook pages. Which, awesome, if that is the case.
The 5 on 5.
Welcome to a 5 on 5. For this episode, we're joined by the amazing, the intense Inks.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming and agreeing to answer these 5 questions that you've never heard and have no idea what they are.
It's very accommodating. And,
it is.
And trusting of you.
So the first question is pretty straightforward. Who are you?
I am... So I'm a content creator mostly for Guild Wars 2. I have a YouTube channel, and of course I have a Twitch channel where I stream mostly Guild Wars 2, the different PvE content, and even PvP content, and really whatever's in the news about Guild Wars 2.
What made you decide to be so awesome?
Jeez. It's interesting. Content creation in general is one of those creative outlets. And when you have a passion for something, it's amazing when you can find a community of other people who have the same passion as you. And I'm very lucky and I'm very fortunate to belong to podcasts like this and a number of the other ones that I work with, where I get to work with a lot of different other content creators that share the same passion, but not necessarily the same view. And there's a lot of interesting conversation that comes out of that. And I think I really feed off of those conversations that can come up from doing podcasts and talk shows and things like that. And it really drives my creative process to make videos for guides to help people, but also to sort of share your point of view about things.
Just when we were talking before we started recording, telling Inks that I took advantage of the seaweed farm video that he had posted earlier yesterday. And I was like, I was there and I saw other people there, so yay.
It's really great when you can find, or when anybody finds, the forums in Reddit can be great sources for these things. This one I happened to find on my own just by exploring the island, which is Ember Bay. It's really fantastic when you can find those hidden little things, and Guild Wars 2 has a fantastic history and reputation of hiding these farms in various places. In Heart of Thorns, of course, we have a couple of maps where there's flax farms. In the original game, we have like a hidden strawberry farm. And there's a number of others as well. And just hidden places in general is really fun to sort of share, and to see other people flock to these really sort of out-of-the-way places is always pretty interesting.
So going back towards your content creation, how much work is involved with what you do as far as videos or research or like working with ArenaNet and stuff like that?
That really varies from person to person. It's funny because almost 2 years ago now, 2 PAXs ago, me and Pear actually went to PAX East, but this is before Heart of Thorns launch. And I got asked a similar question by Ruby Bear at the time. And back then, of course, a lot less effort and a lot less quality went into making some of the videos that I had made at the time. So I could pump out, I could pump out a video a day, 2 or 3 videos a day sometimes, depending on what it was actually about. Because at the time I was making content about hidden places or out-of-the-way places or forgotten places about Quarteria. And it was information and knowledge that I had just accumulated over 3 years. So there wasn't really a lot of research that I had to do for it. I just went and recorded and laid it down. They were short 2-3 minute videos or something like that. And they were really simplistic to do. Like I said, I was editing in like Microsoft Movie Maker. I wasn't adding I wasn't adding sound into the background. My audio quality was way worse than it is today. It's been an incredible learning process over the last year and a half or a little bit over a year now, where it takes me much longer now to edit and put things together.
Well, and you're streaming on top of that.
Right, and trying to balance a streaming schedule on top of that, which I need to be much better at, mind you. But I enjoy the video making process just as much as I enjoy entertaining on stream, which is really what that is all about. But editing now a video, let's see, I made 5 videos for the September 20th patch to launch basically on the day that it launched. And I had probably 2 or 3 days to make that, but lazy me decided, it's not a problem, I can make it in 1 day. So I made 5 videos in the span of like 26 hours, like without sleep or many breaks or whatever, because I was just churning content out as fast as I could do it. Which is not a good way to do content, by the way.
Yeah.
You should really pace yourself much better than that. But so I don't know. I guess that sort of gives a decent reference. Some of those are very short videos. Some of those are longer 10-minute videos or so. But you might make a 10-minute video, and it might take you 5 hours to edit, process, upload, and refine, and all that kind of stuff, right? So
yeah.
It really depends on how much work and effort you want to put into that, and the more you put into it, the more I think your audience will respond and appreciate the little things that you do for it. Just like the community appreciates the little things that happen in Guild Wars 2. I always see a thread after every patch about little sort of undocumented things that have changed in the game that people are just like blown away by, that ArenaNet doesn't even talk about and often doesn't even get credit for doing. Just a quick little example. I know we're way off topic. Just a quick little example. If you go to Terrir and you go back and you read all the exalted documents, which there's like an achievement for in Heart of Thorns, they actually changed a couple of documents due to the story that's happening now. I'm not going to spoil that. You go play the story. But there's changes to those documents to represent what's happening currently in the game, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I like that they weren't afraid to correct some stuff to bring it in line with the timeline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You mentioned people appreciating when you take more effort and time to put things out. And along that vein is, how exciting is it when something you've produced has been well received or people are talking about it?
Oh, it's an incredible feeling for you to create something that other people enjoy. It can be, I always like to say, and some people might not understand this reference, but I like to say it's kind of like playing No Limit Hold'em, which is a poker game.
Okay.
The swings in poker that you take of having lots of money and having almost no money, or having no money, or having, thousands of dollars, all because you made a good decision. Emotionally, it puts you on this emotional roller coaster. And I think that creating something and putting it out there for everybody to look at, sort of judge, enjoy, or maybe not enjoy, you have to not always take things so personal. Some people are going to tell you that maybe they downvote, they don't even give you a reason why they didn't like it. And other people might give you some constructive criticism, and it's important to listen to that to try and improve something if it's, if it's valid constructive criticism. But when somebody comes along and tells you that they really enjoyed your video, or your video really helped them do a particular thing, or they were able to complete a particular achievement, or I made a video a long time ago about this tailpipe bandana that's been in the game since launch, where you go and you fix a char car, and it's this headpiece armor in the game that is like not commonly known about even today. And I had somebody who was like, they're totally into making their character look like a pirate, and the pirate peg leg and the hook and stuff had just come out, and they had left a comment on a totally separate video. And I said, oh, well, you should check this video out, because you can get like this pirate bandana for your character. And they were just so happy and stoked that they didn't know about this. They've been playing since launch, and those moments really make you feel really good about what you're doing and what you're creating.
Yeah. It's fun when the older stuff comes back up too, from that point of view. Like, it's still relevant.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
And I suppose going along the lines of dredging up the past, let's look forward and see what's next on the horizon for you, for your channel, for whatever.
So that's a great question. So I would really love to stream a lot more than I do. I haven't actually streamed in probably like a week and a half at this point. I had some computer problems. It's a long story. It's solved now. But I'm always looking to increase the quality at which I try to do things. My ultimate goal, of course, is not just to be entertaining, but I want to have a good quality, smooth experience for anybody who wants to come by and watch. So improving audio is extremely important to me. Improving video quality as much as I can with what I have is important to me. And trying to expand the channel going forward and just making smart decisions about... right now I'm trying to go through a logo redesign because I want to produce cool things for like my Patreons, for giveaways on Twitch, and the logo I currently have, which is an Assur that was created for me by somebody else, is an IP infringement, and I can't really use them on stickers and t-shirts and whatever. So I need to create a whole new logo, so I'm going through a rebranding process, which is frustrating and interesting at the same time. I would love to get back to a more steady cadence of videos. When the channel first launched, I was doing a video a day. Sometimes 2 videos a day. And that can be overwhelming, not only for the watcher, but certainly for myself. My process at creating videos, like I said earlier, has changed dramatically. So, I'm not using Windows Movie Maker anymore.
Right. Thank God.
So yeah, just really like a channel overhaul. This, of course, has been a slightly slower year as far as Guild Wars 2 news. So in some ways, that's been a bad thing for growth for the channel.
Yeah.
In some ways, it's a good thing as I retool the channel so that when the big news does hit, when we do get these large patches like September 20th that has just passed, that I'm ready to go so I can produce 5 and 6 videos at a time to entertain for like a week long or more. I also have a lot of responsibilities when it comes to, I do another talk show on and off, and then I do another talk show that's like every week, so it in itself is time consuming. And then my own side projects that I'm trying to get off the ground as well. So there's always something happening behind the scenes, there's always growth happening, there's always ways that I'm trying to automate the process of creating content, to do more of it, to make it more fluid. Yeah, I don't know. The channel ahead is I want to stream on Twitch more. That's becoming more and more important to me because of the live interaction with people. I think that is so very important to interact with any kind of audience that you do have. And of course, still create a steady stream of video content for people to watch whenever they feel like.
And just so you know, you can name the 2 shows that you're on.
I was about to bring up, let's go ahead and, tell us all of the ways that people can find you on the internets.
Yes.
I do a show with Aurora Peachy, Corvus Plays, and RPG Shack. That used to be weekly when news was weekly, basically, or more current. That sort of is sparsed out a little more, and that really sort of happens on Aurora's channel over on Twitch. So that's twitch.tv/Aurora Peachy. And if you follow me on Twitter, I always tweet or retweet all that kind of stuff out. And then every Sunday, me, Bootspur, Brazil, and Mighty Teapot, we do a show about Guild Wars 2 and a variety of other non-specific topic items every Sunday called Tea Time. And that happens at 2 p.m. Eastern. And that's over on Teapot's channel, twitch.tv/Mighty Teapot.
And the one with Peachy et al. Is called Guild Gab.
Right.
Yeah.
The show with Peachy and Alex and Corvus and myself is called Guild Gab.
Yeah.
Which is more focused on lore and story, generally speaking. Where Tea Time is more focused on raiding and talking about meta builds or composition of
and salt.
raids and salt, the discontent that can be with games sometimes is certainly a key element to that show. So be forewarned.
And then you also do this other type of, I think it's still a show, Salvage Kit, which is as needed, but I enjoy it quite a lot.
From time to time, when ArenaNet releases a trailer, and it's usually with me and a friend of mine, Matt's the Ninja, that's a show that appears as a video on my channel, on my YouTube channel. And we basically take a trailer that ArenaNet releases, if we can find enough good information, and we kind of go scene by scene, and we sort of pick it apart, and what could this mean, and what could this picture mean, and we try to do an analysis of the trailer or the video that they give us, as well as some prediction as to where the story is going to go, or maybe where we would just like to see it go.
Awesome.
So on Twitter, you're at MMOinks. Twitch is the same, at MMOinks?
So nice and simple, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter is all at MMOinks.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming by and answering our bizarre 5 questions. We appreciate it.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Tales of Tyria.
Now this one it's a little bit of a stretch, but Cora of Guild Lords on Twitter had posted a picture of a Rice Krispie treat, and people were talking back and forth about it should be Guild Wars themed, so she just renamed it to be Tyrian Crispy Treats. And it made me happy, so I'm including it because it's culinary cosplay on the fly.
I like it.
We're making this happen. Plus, it looks like a good recipe, so
yeah.
Funnily enough, I've been wanting to make Rice Krispie squares, and now I have a recipe.
That actually is pretty close to what I would use if I were just kind of improvising it, yeah.
I don't improvise the cooking. I have to have a book that tells me what to do.
Well, a stick of butter, an entire bag of marshmallows, and about, I don't know, like half a box of Rice Krispies. Sounds about right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I think most Rice Krispie boxes come with the recipe on them.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
The next one is a picture I found on DeviantArt by user MadT2. And it's actually a fairly old painting. When I was going through the DeviantArt a while ago, and I found this Guild Wars 2 My Way. It's an Azura looking over the landscape, and there's just something about this that I just really enjoyed. The lighting, the textures, just thought it was very
Yeah, it's hard to tell what the
Calming.
background is on the side, though. Is that like a dead golem? Or something's crashed into one of the hills and it makes me nervous.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and there's like motion lines in front, too. There's something going on.
Oh, that's a waterway, I think.
I liked it. It made me relaxed looking at it.
It is nice.
Yeah.
They did a nice job on the grass, too. They're pretty.
Yes. Pretty. Good job.
And Wooden Potatoes actually has a second YouTube channel that is called Wooden Potatoes 2 with kind of random stuff. But I thought that this was pretty great, so I wanted to share it with you guys.
Destiny's Edge skidded like toys across the floor. Gigantic wings grasped the air. Glint wheeled within her sanctuary and landed on the other side. Before her, the companions lay stunned and gasping. Glint towered over them. Her head was mantled in crystalline spikes, sharper than swords, and her body was a mass of muscle and scale. Each leg was as wide as millennial oak, and each foot was tipped in razor claws. Most horrible of all were her wings, stretching from one side of the sanctum to the other.
I just thought it was so funny with the dragon making baby noises.
Wooden Potatoes walkthrough of the story, which is like super spoilerific. So, of course, if you haven't done the story yet and don't want to be spoiled, don't watch it.
Or the Celeste video that I just made everybody watch.
Right, about that. So anyway, the segment where it gets up to the point where he talks about the name of the baby dragon is... He's done a good job with editing on that one.
Okay.
So, unlike the last episode, which was 2 hours long,
yeah,
we're done.
Yeah. So, Allona, thank you for joining me this week.
Thank you, Celeste.
And thank you to our chat room for being wonderful and sticking around and answering questions that we didn't ask for us.
It's very helpful.
It is. Thank you for downloading the show. We hope that you enjoyed it. We hope that you come back again next week. But most importantly, we hope to see you in-game.
The Legion calls.
So if you have a community event that you would like for us to share, go ahead and send us an email.
Seize the moment.
And if you've got a burning question or for our Ask an Azura segment, just let us know.
I'm selling. You buying?
We have coupon codes for Doghouse Systems. Use the coupon code MMO Reporter at doghousesystems.com to get an additional 120 gigabyte Super Star Destroyer drive for free on their next build.
No free samples.
Patreon page. If you're in love with the show or the network, please consider becoming a patron on our Patreon page.
Thanks for pitching in.
In the very least, it helps us keep the metaphorical lights on. So check it out at patreon.com/MMOReporter.
That fulfills my needs. Thanks so much.
audibletrial.com/MMOReporter. Books!
Books, now with sound!
Knowledge is the greatest treasure.
If you want a free audiobook, you should go to audibletrial.com/MMOReporter.
That's valuable.
So, Allona, if people want to get in contact with us, how would they do so?
They would email us at gwreporter@MMOReporter.com. Twitter is @GWReporter. Our website is guildwarsreporter.com.
You must visit more often.
Voicemail is 616-666-6778, or use the widget on the right-hand side of the website. Our YouTube channel is MMO Reporter Network, and remember to like our videos and subscribe to the GW Reporter playlist. And if you feel like it, wander around and see what other shows are on the network that you might enjoy.
You are a welcome guest.
Facebook is GW Reporter. Tumblr is gwreporter.tumblr.com. And you can visit us on Twitter. I am at OneBigPear, as in the fruit, as in PEAR.
And I am at Celyuki, CELEOOKIE.
Yep.
Or at Hunter's Insight, one word.
Or you can find us in-game, where I am Celyuki.5046.
And I'm OneBigPear.1249.
And you can get me in-game at Hunt, HUNT, I forget my user display name or whatever.
Thanks to our fantastic chat room. You were busy and awesome and super cool tonight, so thanks a lot for coming out and recording with us. But most importantly, we hope to see you in game.
May the spirits of the wild watch over you.
Good hunting.
Keep your blade sharp and your powder dry.
Take care of yourself.
May the Six watch over you.
Until next time.
We live stream on Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Wow. On Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv. She just deleted the whole show notes.
I brought it back. I brought it back.
I'm in the middle of reading, and suddenly everything disappears.
I was trying to do stuff. Sorry, Celeste. You can continue now.
Oh, jeez. We live stream on Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad about that.
I was just like, oh, God.
Destroyer of
words. One big pair.
It's true.
Destroyer of words.
It's true on many levels. Okay.
It is. Because it's not. Sorry.
Pretty good customizability. That's a real word, right? Customizability?
Sure.
Customization? Yeah.
Now, for the Eternal Coliseum? Nope.
That's not a word.
Not a word. So, guys. I need to close out the show first. Ha ha ha. I need to do that first.
Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at MMOreporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOreporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.